Welcome back. So we do have the greatest man of the comeback of all times on the screen. President Donald Trump is on the screen, and we do have a report on that was reported by NBC earlier on, some couple of hours ago. A federal judge in Rhode Island on Monday said that the Trump administration had violated its order of halting a sweeping federal funding freeze and ordered the government to immediately restore frozen funding. U.S. District Judge John J. McConnell, we're going to talk about judges quite a bit today, handed down the order after the plaintiffs in the case. A coalition of 22 states said the government had not restored funding in several programs despite its January 31st order temporarily halting the wide-ranging Office of Management and Budget directive that had caused chaos and confusion across the country. And I quote, "The states have presented evidence in this motion that the defendants, in some cases, have continued to improperly freeze federal funds and refuse to resume disbursement of appropriated federal funds." McConnell wrote, even though his order lifting the freeze had been clear and unambiguous, it's the first time since President Donald Trump's second inauguration that a federal judge has accused his administration of defying a court order. And following live politics coverage, of course, there's so many news that's happened over the time that we've been gone. So I don't know if you have any other interesting ones you want to cover. But would you say, here's my question for you, Chief. Would you say that Donald Trump has caused chaos in the country in the past, I think they said 20 days, 40 days he's been in office? What would you say so far?
Well, without mincing words, Ola,
Yeah.
my short and straight answer is yes, in an unambiguous way. This guy has not just caused dysfunctionality within the American government and public space. He himself is a personification of that chaos. And this is what you get when somebody grew up as being unmanageable and never, ever accepting any form of discipline or institutional guardrails and always arguing their ways through. You do not set up a child to become a terrible adult. So this is what we have on our hands. So the straight answer to your question is that yes, it's been so chaotic. The processes, since he assumed this is second coming, is almost like paraphrasing the words of a well-known English poem. You know, yes, a cold coming that we have heard of it. I'm just paraphrasing now. And we have heard of death, but nobody knew that it would be this bad. It's so horrible, extremely horrible. You can imagine, and we can only hazard a guess as to the mindset. What is really troubling this man's mindscape as we speak? Is he a kind of asset to some wannabe despots or, kinds of dictators all over the world who would want the American moral wash to be pushed back so that chaos and tyranny can reign free all over the world? I think this is what I suspect, because you look at the influence of USAID, United States International, what's it called? United States of America's International Development Fund, USAID. Whether it's giving money to journalists for training and manpower development, or it's getting that miracle peanut from Atlanta to emaciated and kwashiorkorized children in Africa and several third world countries and developing nations, or other things that are being talk of infrastructure being provided and contracts being issued through different people, and then direct purchases of farm produce from America to be given to places where hunger has become a real threat to human existence. And then somebody comes in one fell swoop, removes all this, and you are saying such a person does not represent some interest that is strange to the consciousness and civilization of America? Honestly, if this is not chaos, then I wonder what chaos looks like. This is what chaos really looks like. And now, the joy of it all is to understand that nobody can daydream about just foisting tyranny and dictatorship and totalitarianism on us as Americans. Us as Americans. We are part of that consciousness. We are part of that identity. It is emblematic of all of us. I cannot escape from the worst kind of tyrannies in Africa and live here now as a free citizen. Something that, if you open your Bible, Paul of old, apostle of Jesus Christ, formerly Saul of Tarsus, but known in our time as St. Paul. You remember how he boasted how he boasted about his Roman citizenship. That is the way we take pleasure in our American citizenship, and we own it. And then when somebody reminds us that, going back to the era of oppression, suppression, deprivation, and what have you, is better than living for the dream and pursuit of happiness, and says it is a crime for us to have a glimpse of the glory of the coming of the Lord, or what promised land looks like, we will push back. And that is what we celebrate these judges for, in being able to stand and provide institutional checks and bulwark against the excesses of Donald Trump and the loony descendant of Boaz from South Africa, Elon Musk. Of course, you see what Elon Musk is doing.
I was about to ask you that.
You say what?
I was about to ask you, what are your thoughts about what he said about the...
He is crazy. He is crazy. And yes, he is way from... Honestly, that guy is a lunatic on...
How do we consolidate...
For example, look at the way he's trying to reshape and remodel the narrative about South Africa. Now, all those people who violated blacks, and I mean, whether you're talking of hate from blacks or hate from whites, hate is hate, and we condemn all that. But for Elon Musk to want to glamorize what is complete evil. So, what he is saying about the pushback from black people in South Africa today would begin to point to the present danger this man constitutes to the civilized world. All of them that are embracing him, kissing up to him, instead of giving him a kick in the rear, all of them doing that, they are trying to set up this monster. And when we get to that point, I hope it will be easy for us to, allow the blames to pass around. But I see Elon Musk as a force of evil that should just go back and mind his business personally.
His business.
Yes, his business personally. The promise of what electric car holds for the world was really fascinating to me. But with this evil brain and mind behind it, I do not think I'm going to wait for another American to come up with alternatives to whatever he says he has contrived or he has invented. I don't want to have a ride on his evil contraptions, because the mind, those things he is giving to all of us is representative of the kind of warped mind, twisted mind that is behind all those wonders. Yes, he should have just faced it all. And when you see people acting like this is about hiding their corruption, taking a charge at American Treasury, going after our retirement contributions by way of Social Security and trying to implode the system like that, saying it's going after deep state. What does it know about deep state? So he has the stage. This is the space we have. And we're calling him out and red flagging him that this guy is dangerous. He is dangerous. We would be mindful of our rhetoric, but he is hurting all of us. Where does he get that effrontery? He's not even an elected official in this country, but because he's
sponsored or elected. He's sponsored.
No, he wasn't. He is just being too forward. And people that are too forward can be tendentious. Is he the only person that provided funds for President Donald Trump? Donald Trump should watch out for this guy. He should watch out for him. He may have another ulterior motive to destroy Donald Trump. At the end of the day, Donald Trump is the one that will be blamed. But Elon Musk is a bad advisor. You have people like him around you. Remember all those people in the days of the prophet of old. Aman in the time of Mordecai and all of them. That is the kind of this is a type of such debased human beings who will just want to push agendas that will tense the world up and then want everybody everywhere to go up in flames. The guy is really doing things that are beyond tolerable, and that is why I want to celebrate whoever is standing up within the system. Forget about the jelly-livered Republicans who cannot stand up to anything. If they make that deliberate and concerted effort to say, no, this country belongs to all of us, Democrats, Republicans, independent, and unknown political foot soldiers, we will all be better for it. But to allow one man to ride roughshod about the dream of having the dictatorship for one day that has now extended into 3 weeks and a half of nightmare is a shame. And I would say, in the words of the author of Zarathustra, who was really trying to push the world into evolving from the level of what the so-called, I am a creationist. But let us just let us entertain our mind a little bit. You remember the French infidel who wrote Zarathustra. He was challenging the world to a situation in which, you humans, your ancestors, the apes, evolved into you. When are you going to evolve into the Superman? As if it's something that you wish into existence like that. If it is not true, there is no amount of wishful thinking that will make it happen. What we're saying here is that America has a template about, and we understand that it's work in progress, and it would always be like that since we are, talking of existential issues. If that is the situation, Ola, what we are saying is that where that the founding fathers never intended this to go, they don't begin to tinker with the constitution of the country or the fiber of its being in a way that will tear all of us apart. And then look at, they want to make America great again. What have they done? They have diminished America's status in the globe all over again. What a shame.
Okay, I'll leave it at that for now. We're watching things as it unfold.
Yeah, it's a serious moment. Whether the way he continues to intimidate and harass and bully immigrants. Initially, they said, only people with criminal records will be forced out. But you see now, like somebody predicted, I think I was listening to a preacher in Kansas City at the All Nations Breakthrough Church. The man predicted, they said they want to chase away aliens without a work permit or with criminal records. Just wait. It's not going to stop at that. And like the good book predicted, you see people that are not fair-minded, who are discriminatory, they are always a threat to the peace of the world.
All right. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. We do have some other trendy news around the world. We'll be right back.